Fox contributor Monica Crowley was on Bill O'Reilly's show, and she had a moment of accidental honesty, which shed some light on what conservatives really want to do when it comes to Iran.
There is limited time to try to stop a bad deal that would legitimize that.
He wants to stop the bad deal, I'll give you that, but let's not kid ourselves. If Iran wanted the nuke, they'd have it within a year.
And by the way, nothing is going to stop Iran. You're dealing with an apocalyptic regime.
So what do you
They are
do?
made
You
up
want
of
to attack them now?
literalists. They're made up of literalists.
Okay, everybody knows that.
Not everybody knows this. This president
Right,
doesn't
so
know
what's
it.
the
He's in
answer?
the process of
Well,
negotiating
I
with
don't know
people
what.
that cannot be negotiated
I think Mr.
with.
Obama wants to dodge the issue until he gets out of office and hand it off. Go ahead.
Bill, why won't Monica answer that question? So it's all, you asked a very clear question about should we attack them, and that's the question I always have
All
for
right, let's let her
the
answer.
neoconservatives.
If you agree with me that you can't trust Iran, right? Can't trust them.
Correct.
All right. I think even Powers would probably agree with that, wouldn't you? Would you agree? Can't trust them?
Yes.
Okay, so we all agree.
That.
All right, so you can't trust them, and they're pushing it to the limit, trying to get as much plutonium and all the activities that they want. All right? Okay. Now, you say no, right?
It
must
not be allowed to happen, right?
Must not be allowed. The only way to prevent it from happening is to attack them.
Is a military strike. Yes, and President Crowley would have done this years ago.
Really?
To prevent getting into the position we are right now.
What would you have done years ago?
You do an airborne military strike
when would you
on
have
the nuclear facilities
when would you have done
before it got all out of hand.
When would you have done
years ago.
Years
Not
ago.
now, where now it's all underground. The North Koreans have been building tunnels, and now so many of these sites are underground.
They're underground. But we still have those bunker busters. We can go get them.
Bill, the lesson of history is that you've got to preempt these threats before they get out of control, and now it's out of control.
All right.
That's the lesson of history. You have to preemptively do offensive wars. That's the lesson of history. Were you not here for the whole Iraq thing where we did the offensive war? How did that go? It was a disaster. By the way, when you do offensive wars, aren't you, by definition, the person who's wrong? You are according to international law. You are according to the Geneva Conventions. But see, that's not the way these people think. The way these people think is we can do no wrong. If we do it, it's good by definition. It's just by definition. If they do it, well, then they're evil and they're terrible and they're wrong. Even when they're not attacking or threatening to attack, it's justified to attack them first, and we are still the good guys in the conversation. Look, what she's arguing for there is just a flat-out war crime. She's arguing for terrorism. Let's do terrorism. Let's do international terrorism. And by the way, then what? What do you do after you attack? Then what? What happens? What do you do? What do you do? And again, you do know that so let's say they did attack these various sites. What you're doing is you're knocking out power for various parts of Iran, because as we discussed before, the IAEA report is very clear that all of the enriched uranium right now in Iran is going towards the actual power grid for energy for people in Iran. So then what do you do? So you knock out that, then what? You just stirred up a terrible conflict. You just threatened, they always talk about, let's protect Israel. You just made it so that Israel's much less safe. Much less safe. And you also just attacked somebody who, on the issue of ISIS, is a key ally. They're fighting ISIS. Is ISIS not a bigger evil? Of course they're a bigger evil. But there's no nuance in the conservative mind. They don't care. They want... As of right now, I'm not kidding about this, going through stories in the last month, various conservatives want to get involved in all these different conflicts. Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Pakistan, Yemen, Somalia, Ukraine, now Iran as well. 8 places. That's what so-called conservatism has come to. Literally pick a place on the map, and I will come up with a justification for doing a preemptive war, an offensive war against them. But don't worry, it's okay, because we're the good guys. Isn't it funny when they accidentally tell you what they really believe? There you go. Now you know exactly what they believe, exactly what this is all about. All the people who are attacking Obama because how dare he try to get a peace deal which prevents them from getting a nuclear weapon and also loosen some of the sanctions on Iran, and maybe gets us closer to an actual legitimate, allegiance. All the people that are attacking him for that, they're attacking him, and this is their counter policy. Yeah, fuck all that. Fuck peace. War. That's the answer.